Today, we will be discussing with you some key issues in agriculture, focusing on disparities in land ownership and access by gender. Data from reputable world organizations such as Food and Agriculture Organization, the World Bank, Alliance for Green Revolution Africa, and from our own experiences working in rural communities in Ghana indicates that 43% of the world's agricultural labor force is made up of women, but these women own about 20% of the agricultural lands. In Ghana, the situation is even dire, where a whopping 52% of the agricultural labor force is made up of women. Yet these women own less than 10% of the agricultural lands. This situation is not only unfair, but negatively impacts the farm family livelihood and agricultural productivity. The question is, if women constitute this great proportion of the agricultural labor force, then why deny them the ability to thrive?
The issue of land discrimination and disparity against women in Ghana is rampant and is worrying against productivity, agricultural productivity in Ghana. So we look at some possible causes of the menace. So we take a look at customary issues there in regards to land acquisition and inheritance. So we look at, as Ghana is predominantly a patrilineal inheritance, it affects human rights to own properties and as such land. And we also take a look at financial issues where women are not do not easily have access to credit facilities and loans to be able to purchase farmlands, and somewhere also their level of education and awareness as to the rights of ownership of farmlands and properties is also something that affects and causes that disparity. The menace continues. So we take a look at some possible solutions that can be used to tackle the menace. So we look at partnership with development partners such as USAID, the Bantu for Development, then other development partners, the local communities. So we also take a look at the gender dialogue, where the local community people sit down and do men and women dialogue, gender champions dialogue, and discuss issues that affect productivity in regards to land ownership in the side of women. So we also look at land reforms, laws and regulations that will tackle the issue of discrimination against women in the angle of land ownership that affect productivity and the livelihood of women seriously in Ghana.
The Sustainable Development Goal 5, which seeks to talk about gender equality and women and girls empowerment, is not just a fundamental human right, but it is also a necessary foundation for peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world. Data available indicate that women accessibility to farmland is on the lower side as compared to men, and also financial services and many more. Women are mostly discriminated against in these areas. There is therefore the need for targeted interventions by government, local community leaders, and development agencies to prioritize land reform policies and laws that recognize women's land rights, improve access to credit through gender-sensitive financial products, and ensure that training programs are inclusive and accessible to both gender. However, we should not also forget that empowering women in agriculture is not just a matter of equity, but it is a necessity for achieving sustainable development and food security. Thank you.